Let's get ready to battle. Feel the intensity when power and technique collide. Crush the competition. Let's begin. 2001 is the year we make contact. Welcome to the revolution.
Aye, there we go. Custom combos, or CCs, is the only unique mechanic of A Groove. Where other grooves have access to different strength supers, A Groove has access to 2 level 1s, or when the meter is full, the ability to activate custom combos. Now this is the most complex mechanic in the game, so bear with me as we go through all aspects of custom combos, starting at the beginning. When your meter is full, press heavy punch and heavy kick at the same time to activate custom combos. When CC is activated, there will be a flash, and the screen will go dark in the same way as a super. Immediately after the flash, there is 7 frames of forced time stop where the opponent cannot act. This is equivalent to a level 3 super, which means opponents caught standing cannot block low if a fast enough low attack is used. Also immediately after that same flash, you have 14 frames of invincibility. This has plenty of uses, which we will get into later. At this point, a timer will have appeared over your super bar, and now you see blue shadows over your character. In this state, you cannot block, but you can still roll. But the important part is that in this state, you can cancel normals, command normals, and specials into each other. Characters with a charge special only need to hold the charge direction for at least 1 frame to get charged to execute a charge special. But quick note is that specials can only be canceled on block or hit, while normals and command normals also being able to cancel on block or hit, but can additionally be canceled on whiff to specials. This state ends in 3 ways. The first is if you let the timer completely end. This lasts for a little over 7 seconds. Second is if you're hit, which as stated before, you cannot block while in this state. When hit while activated, you will retain half the gauge remaining at the time. If you're hit immediately after activating, it'll be set to 40% of your full meter. The third is if you execute a super. You can cancel into a super at any time. You would be able to cancel to a special, but you can only cancel to level 1 supers. A very important aspect of this state is the immense increased damage scaling. Now there's technically an equation to calculate all the damage at each point, but a simple idea is that you will eventually only deal 100 points of damage, no matter what attack is used, at around the 8th or 9th hit of the combo. The only exception to this is that when a super is used in this state, it will always do 80% of normal damage, so it is best to use a super at the end of the combo. Ending with a super will get you max damage for a custom combo, but some characters can effectively continue a combo after the activation ends. These types of combos are sometimes called meter builder combos, as the hits outside of a custom combo, while still under the effect of the high damage scaling, will continue to build meter as well as add stun to the opponent. Now this damage scaling also applies if the activation happens mid-combo, meaning that the amount of damage scaling that you would see if you activated and got to 8 hits would be the same amount of damage if you got to 8 hits and then activated and continued to combo. The major difference between the two is that damage done outside of CC is considerably less, so max damage combos are done by doing as much damage outside of custom combos, then after activating, doing as many fast individual hits as possible. This finally leads us to actually landing and comboing custom combos. The first common way of landing a custom combo is from what is referred to as a raw activation. Since activation has 14 frames of invincibility, it can be used to beat out throw attempts or to go through opponent's normals. An obvious activation is to roll and try and beat out a poorly timed punish, while some characters can use the invincibility on activation to react and advance through projectiles. Activation can also be done in the air and therefore can be used to bait out and go through anti-air attempts. Similarly, some characters can use the invincibility and a command grab to essentially start an unblockable custom combo. The next possibility is to link into activation. It is possible for characters to use a confirmed attack's hit stun to then activate and link to continue the combo. This is usually a little bit more difficult as you have to time the activation like you would a link. The next and probably most common way to land a custom combo is to combo your opponent that leads them to a knockdown state, then activate and continue to combo. Now there are multiple ways to execute a combo once it lands, and these are sometimes given unique names such as grounded, grounded carry, and anti-air. Grounded custom combos refers to comboing the opponent as they stay grounded for the entire combo. This usually involves using advancing normals or specials that eventually end with a super. Grounded carry refers to comboing such that the opponent ends up in a knockdown state that is then carried to the corner, usually by using continuous jumping attacks or advancing specials. Now, while the opponent is in this knockdown state, the reaction of the opponent will differ depending on the strength of the attack. Light attacks will launch the opponent more vertical and higher, medium attacks will launch them a little bit more horizontal and less vertically, and heavy attacks even more horizontal and less vertically. I keep saying a knockdown state. This is important because if you are to hit an airborne opponent without causing a knockdown, it will eventually lead to the opponent dropping out of the combo. This becomes even more important when it comes to anti-airs. Activating in response to a jump in allows you to use the invincibility frames to anti-air. Obviously the best way is to use a special that will cause a knockdown. The issue becomes when trying to anti-air C-Groove. As stated in a previous mechanic video, C-Groove has air blocking. Now, the opponent cannot air block any attack that is considered grounded. However, some characters don't have a special that is considered grounded that will lead to a knockdown. However, it is possible to use a grounded normal to bypass air block that then quickly leads to a special that causes a knockdown. There is also a unique way of defeating air block, and that I covered in the air block video, and that is to use the activation to keep the opponent locked in air block and punish them before they hit the ground. Now this leads us to the next custom to learn, and is just as important, and that is blocked customs. If you ever drop the combo or you miss your opportunity, you need to know what is the CC for a blocking opponent. While doing a CC on a blocking opponent, normals will only do guard damage, while specials will do both guard and chip damage. Some characters do not have a true block string, while others have strings that can lead to a guard break. Most important for this is to make sure that it is a true block string and that when the custom is about to end, you can keep yourself safe. Now, there is no way I can go over even a fraction of the CCs possible in this game. Fortunately, one of the top A-Groove players, Gunter Japan, has made an amazing Google document that goes over all 4 types of custom combos I just mentioned, as well as unique situations for every character on the roster. Now, I do want to go over some of these situations. You have the ability to go for mix-ups during blocked custom combos if your character has an overhead. This mix-up can also be done during a landed combo as well to try and reset the damage scaling. Now you can cancel jump attacks the same way as grounded, which for some characters leads to overheads just from their low attacking jump normals. Now another way to mix up an opponent to possibly go for a reset is if your character has a command grab. Now it is possible to combo the command grabs normally if the opponent is hit and is standing. And during a block CC, it is possible to throw in a command grab to reset your opponent. Now you still need to have the opponent come out of block stun before a command grab can be used in this way. But it's possible to delay cancel either a special or normal to allow the block stun to end to get the command grab to land. However, be warned that many command grabs lead to a hard knockdown and you can't continue to combo even in activation. There is one small exclusion to that rule, and that is Rolento and Dan. For some strange reason, Dan and Rolento are glitched and can be picked up off the ground during activation. This can lead to more interesting combos, especially since you can knock down Rolento or Dan outside of activation, then activate and then continue to pick them up off the ground. One more interesting situation is activating when the meter is just short of full. Now you still need to have full meter to activate, but normals in this game on whiff build meter, so it is possible to whiff cancel a heavy attack that builds you that little bit of meter and then cancel to an activation. Now there are plenty of other unique situations such as unique punishes, being able to throw, then activate and continue, but I will leave that up to you to find, and Gunter's Google Doc is a great resource to find those unique situations. Now the next stage is how to fight custom combos. And unfortunately, there's no simple way to say of how to fight custom combos. A lot of the time, it is try and be aware that your opponent has meter and where that meter can be used, which can lead to situations where you're taking throw because of the mix-up that they might try and activate, or you block a jump in instead of going for an anti-air just in case they attempt to activate in the air. Now obviously once hit, there's not much you can do but hope they drop the combo, but make sure to be aware of any attempt to try to go for an overhead. Many players will be pressing roll on the off chance they miss the combo, or will be pressing a fast light attack in response to try stuff out any mix-up attempt. Another thing to consider, especially at higher levels of CVS2, is if the combo is dropped, to probably not try and wake up with something. It might be tempting since the opponent cannot block in that state, but as stated before, they can still roll, which means they can still do a roll cancel as well on your wake up. As stated before, once hit, most often you are just hoping your opponent messes up. But during block, any groove with a guard cancel can try and guard cancel out of the combo. However, as stated in my guard cancel video, there are custom combos that will defeat most guard cancel attempts. As well as it's possible for someone during a custom combo to read that guard cancel attempt and avoid it completely and then punish you accordingly. Other mechanics such as just defend and parry can help you, but only if you're able to just defend or parry the first hit after activation. While parry almost guarantees the ability to retaliate in that scenario, a just defend isn't always guaranteed. The initial just defend can throw off the timing of a custom combo, and at that point it is best to try and go for an invincible attack or straight to a level 3 super if you have it. But an attack and activation that is just defend can still be cancelled, and the ability to fully JD a custom combo is basically impossible. Should also be said, but it's also possible to counter activate if you are an A groove yourself in response to an activation of your opponent. For as long as this combo has been, I guarantee you that I have only scratched the surface when it comes to custom combos. But I hope this has given you some important knowledge when it comes to custom combos in CVS2. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.
なるほど。